What's up, everybody? Dr. Graybo Royal Duke, gifted to me by Cisco76. Got it in a giveaway. Thanks, Cisco. Smoking some Presbyterian mixture. This sample was gifted to me by my friend and neighbor around the corner, Mr. Nathan Teeters, who is a subscriber, but he does not make YouTube videos. I'm sure he'll see this eventually one day. Hey Nathan, hey Kim, how y'all doing? It's good stuff. It's like a light English. It's got some sweetness. It's like buttery smooth. It's like buttery creamy. I like it. Good blend. Presbyterian mixture. Not affected by these new FDA regulations. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I'll set the pipe aside for a second. Today's the day that the deeming regulations final rule go into effect. So what that means is that, no selling to children, of course. You can't sell pipes and cigars to children. And we don't sell to children, and they don't want pipes or cigars. Don't you sell it? Don't. We don't. So, yeah. So that, and then there's the label, the warning labels, and no free samples. And let's see, is there any other things? Yeah. No new blends, no new cigars, no new pipe tobacco blends can be introduced to the market after today unless they have FDA approval. So yeah, that's the big one. The other ones are kind of annoying and kind of borderline First Amendment-y, but it's kind of, you can deal with, not selling to children and warning labels and having warning signs around your place of business. That can be dealt with, but the big thing is that no new pipe tobacco blends or no new cigars, no hookah tobacco, and no e-cigarette stuff can be introduced to the market from here on out unless they have been approved by the FDA, which is going to be a costly, inefficient process. And in anticipation of that, many cigar and pipe tobacco manufacturers released over the weekend tons of stuff. New cigars, new pipe tobacco blends, tons of new stuff. Now, I'm sure a lot of it's not ready. Like I know, like say Russell Led on pipes and cigars. I'm sure he has pipe tobacco blends that he wanted to release like 6 months from now. But because he won't be able to without a permit from the FDA, they released it yesterday. But it's not going to be in mass production until like 6 months from now or whenever they're ready to release. You get it? You get it. All right. That's what's going on for today. But another thing that I found out some interesting things. I was doing a little research. I'm trying not just for myself, but for those who've come to this channel, listening to me for some updates. I kind of wanted to get up to date on this lawsuit that's being filed. As you may know, three cigar and pipe tobacco groups, the IPC, PR, CRA, and CAA, they banded together and filed a lawsuit against the FDA on July 15th. So that was just a few weeks ago. And I was curious, because they filed it in district court in Washington, D.C. on the 15th of July, and I wanted to know, because today's the day the regulations go into effect, and the pipe and cigar industry need relief from this regulation. We need some relief. And so I wanted to find out when the case is going to be heard in court. When are they going to hear it? And so I'd heard a little bit about how the vaping industry had filed lawsuit against the FDA for the same rule. But, vaping is vaping and tobacco is tobacco, so we kind of don't mix. We're not enemies, but we don't mix. We're just, there's vaping and then there's pipes and cigars. But a big company out of Tampa called Nicopure, they filed a suit against the FDA immediately, like on May the 8th, right after the final rule was published. And from what I found out, the FDA, when something's filed in court, in district court, the FDA has like 60 days to respond to it. And after that 60 days, then the court date is assigned. So 2 months or 60 days, 2 months after the May 8th lawsuit by this big vaping company, I don't think the FDA responded to it. And so the case was assigned to a judge, and the case will be heard on October 19th of this year. Now, this is important, and the reason that this is important, there's a few things. The judge that was assigned to this is a lady named Judge Amy Berman Jackson. And what she declared was that, she didn't declare this, but whenever this big company filed suit on May the 8th, a bunch of other vaping entities filed suit as well against the FDA. So there was a whole bunch of lawsuits. This judge declared that she wanted all of them together in one lawsuit. So she herself kind of streamlined it and set the date for October 19th. Now, this happened right in the middle of July. That's when the cigar and pipe tobacco industries filed suit against the FDA. So they have 60 days. That's going to be about the middle of September. And so the middle of September, they're going to probably assign the court date, which will probably be another 2 or 3 months beyond that. But the reason that the reason why this vaping lawsuit is important is because that's the first lawsuit to be up against the FDA concerning this rule. And how that goes is going to set precedent for how us, pipe and cigars, how that industry is going to fare against the FDA. And I researched the judge a little bit, and she has, in her time as a judge, she has made decisions against big government agencies like the EPA and others. She's made some decisions that are in favor of the people versus the government agencies. So that's good. That's hopeful. But I don't know if this same judge is going to hear the lawsuit filed by the pipe and cigar industry. I don't know. But that's all I could find. I did a little research overnight, and that's kind of all I could come up with. So be looking in September for the court date to be set for the pipe and cigar industry versus the FDA. And then in October, that's when the case will be heard by the vaping industry against the FDA over the deeming regulations, this final rule. So that's my update. I hope you found it informative. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and all that shenanigans. If you like it, I try to, despite all the silliness that I provide, I tried to make this decent information. So, with that, I'm gonna finish smoking this pipe, and I'm going to take an overly complicated Instagram photo. It'll take longer than it should, and I'll overly rely on filters instead of basic photography fundamentals. But that's it for me. I do appreciate everybody who has given their time to watch me here. God bless you, and smell my beard.